In this video we're going to see that after the highs of the Red Bull Ring last time out, I come crashing back down to earth in the manufacturer's race here at Dragon's Trail. Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you are watching all sorts of GC Sport related stuff, subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. Today's video is the next video in our quest to be the best series, following on from the beginner to winner series where I became an A+ ranked driver. This series follows my journey of pushing on and trying to book my ticket at the 2019 Gran Turismo World Tour. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the video to see whether we can move any closer to our goal. So let's get into it. Today's race is going to be the next race in the Manufacturers Cup that we've been doing. We're in Aston Martin, and if you would have seen the first race that we had in this championship at the Red Bull Ring, you'll know that everything didn't quite go to plan, which we needed to, because I really struggled around this course. We're at Dragon Trail Gardens today, and I've qualified all the way down in 15th. Saying that though, it's a really close grid, as I'm only 1 second behind the pole time. Here we are there, just over 1 second behind pole, and find myself in 15th. Now because of this, I've gone for a slightly different and unusual strategy. I've got mediums on the front and super softs on the rear. So I was advised by a close friend of mine who's in the community, who's one of the quickest ones in the world, that this may well work, as they will, with this kind of car, they will deteriorate at the same rate, so we may as well use it. But we're coming into the first corner here, qualified in 15th. We're going to make a couple of places up and we make our way up to 13th. I don't know why I get an SR knock, but never mind, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to moan about that. I'm going to keep my eye in the rear view, as this normally happens, people flying up the inside. Keeping my eye in the rear view, as I say, alongside the radar to make sure that nobody hits us, because with this heavy damage it is absolutely imperative that you avoid any sort of significant contact, whether that be your fault or somebody else's, because it will force you into the pits and very much ruin your race. We're going to get some serious pressure here from the Lambo, who looks like he's got the run on us down into this corner here. So we're going to go into the braking zone, keeping our eyes on the radar. Loads of people joining in the radar, but thankfully there was no contact there. I actually didn't turn in as early as I could, because I thought I was going to get hit by one of the guys coming in behind, and I did not want to get the damage that we spoke about before. The guy up in front hits the wall there, sparks everywhere. Be surprised if he doesn't have damage, and we've now got a rear view mirror full of the Dutchman, and I think it's a GTR. So he's going to go down the inside there. There's not much I can do about that one, and we're going to fall back down to 15th after a particularly eventful first lap. We're going to fast forward now to about halfway through the second lap. Now look up ahead, there's a massive battle going on between the Lambo and the GTR there, which means we're beginning to catch on them. I'm hoping we might be able to make a move on one, if not both of them. Let's see if they can get through this bus stop that I like to call it here. They're going to go side by side. That's not going to work. There's some contact. For the second time in 2 laps, the Lambo is going to have contact with the wall, and if you caught that in the background, it caught out. I think there was a Viper behind us, but he's made his way straight into the wall, and that will be the end of his race there. These guys are still side by side. I'm going to go a bit deep to try and get a decent run out of the corner, and hopefully have a run down into turn number 1. So these guys are side by side here. I'm going to sit in the GTR slipstream, but we're going to have an opportunity up the inside. I don't think that door's going to open, and to save momentum I'm going to switch to the inside or the outside as it is now. But the GTR brakes really late. They both give each other enough space there, but there's no room for me. I'm going to have to wait to try and fight them another day. Joining the action a little bit later in the lap I fall foul of the bus stop. Here we go. A little bit too late, get a bit bouncy after getting on the curves, hit that wall on the left hand side. Thankfully, the only thing that we lose is momentum. There's no damage on the car, but then we get overtaken and we're back down to 15th again. On the next lap though, we're right with him here. I get out the throttle as I'm not going to try and make a move down into this corner. It's not my strongest. What I am going to do is try and stay in the slipstream, get a good exit out this final corner, and we can try and make a move on him down into turn 1. As you can see there, people are starting to come into the pits now. We're in his slipstream here. Which side is he going to go? I anticipated him defending that there, so that's why I went a bit earlier than I could. But then we're going to brake down, down, down into the first corner, make the apex just, and we're going to make the move stick. Fantastic. Lap number 6 is going to be the lap that everybody, as you can see, is starting to come in, which is going to be good because it propels us up to 2nd. But it's at this point I'm beginning to think maybe this is not the strategy for me. Have a look at the tyres there, they're pretty worn already, and that long gaggle of cars on the map there are going to all have fresh rubber, and they're going to be coming for us, I would have thought, very, very shortly. What isn't going to help matters is me running wide here and having to slam the anchors on to keep myself out of the gravel and the wall, so I lose time with that, and I also get a penalty for our troubles as well. So I have a feeling, as I say, we're going to become under a lot of pressure from all these guys on fresh rubber very, very shortly. But to be honest, I've gone past the point of no return. I feel if I come in and pit now, I'm going to lose all those positions. So I'm going to stay out, stay on the strategy that I originally intended, and we're just going to try and hold on to as many positions as possible. You can see in the rear view there, there's 3 people already on us. I anticipate them putting us under some pressure, probably down the front straight, if not maybe into the last corner. You have to get out the throttle here to make sure I get through this part of the track properly and not hit the wall like we did before. So let's see how we get on. Here we go then, we're going to brake. I'm going to have to brake a little bit earlier to get myself around the corner. We're just going to get absolutely swamped by the Brit in the Aston there. I'm going to be able to get dragged down the front straight in his slipstream, so that's a good thing, but I'm not going to try and make a move on him because it'd be absolutely pointless. All that's going to happen is I'm going to outbrake myself, and it's going to do further damage to our goal of this race of trying to hang on to as many of these positions as possible. Because of the tyre wear there, I'm going to miss the apex slightly and get a slide on the way out. So the Oscaro driver there, Sky Pickman, is just going to go straight up the inside. So we've lost 3rd place now, and we've also got another Aston Martin behind us. Ugh, this isn't going to stop, I don't think, for the rest of this race. Ready to overtake us. I'm hoping he's not going to go for it during this part of the track. It'd be an absolute disaster. Oh, he's getting real close there. Not sure if he's just lost himself some time, that's it. But he's back in our slipstream now, and I anticipate a move coming back down to this heavy braking area for the bus stop section. So we're having to brake before the cones now. I'm just going to let him through because again there's just no point in fighting it. So we're down to 5th, we've got 2.5 seconds down to 6th place, and we've got 3 laps after this one remaining. So with the Brit behind us here, I'm going to put my indicator onto the left, which means overtake me on the right. I'm going to brake a little bit earlier to allow myself to get a decent run on the way out of this corner, but all he's going to do is he's not going to understand, and he's going to smack us straight up the backside. Luckily there's no damage there, but we are now down to 6th. Starting the penultimate lap now, this is where things are just going to get outright scary. So this next pass that gets made on us isn't an issue at all, but keep an eye on the two guys behind him. So again, just because my tyres are dead, I just cannot get out of the corner at all. Just sliding around, sliding around, sliding around. I'm also not able to keep it full throttle and having to brake earlier than normal. So the Lambo's just going to dive up the inside there. And here we go. Check out these two. So coming through the sweeping S's here, the Audi's going to try and go round the outside. I can't make it, so there's a bit of contact there. He's going to come back on, push me into someone trying to overtake me down the outside, and he is off into the gravel. We're off onto the gravel as well a little bit, but thankfully it hasn't affected us too much. And it's all go as a Spaniard also dives down the inside of us. So after all that, we're in 8th. I'm just trying to keep it on the track at this point and try not to get absolutely battered by these people who are coming past. I cannot tell you how much I regret not coming in as somebody else is going to pass me now for soft tyres midway through the race. But this is what the FIA test series is for. It's all practice, and as I say, it's not my strongest track. Spaniard gets an absolute armful of opposite lock as he gets on the loud pedal too early there. And we're now on to the final lap. I get another penalty, I don't even know what that's for. But we're in 9th place. Let's see how many of these we can hold on to. Bear in mind that we started in 15th, so we're still above where we started. So whilst it looks pretty negative with everybody passing us, we're actually still 6 places above where we started. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's just a different type of strategy, one that isn't particularly, should I say the word, motivating, as everybody passes you. But we're back into the S's again, the scene of the big accident. Oh, and I just get whacked up the backside by the Brit there. I don't know what that was about, which means I'm going to lose a place to him, the Ferrari and the Porsche. So 3 places gone. I'm down to 11th. We've got somebody else, another, I think that's a Ferrari there. I'm going to keep the inside line so that he can't overtake us here. I'm going to have to get out the throttle, otherwise I'm going to hit the other Ferrari, so I'm in a Ferrari sandwich at the moment. I'm going to try and get myself through the bus stop without riding the walls like the Ferrari in front did. But we just haven't got any grip at all at this stage. So the Ferrari is blatantly going to outbrake us down into this final corner. I'm trying to keep it on, but he's going to slide. The Spaniard there has come a cropper, so we've managed to take a place off him. And I don't know what the hazards are. I don't know if that means he's going to brake or something, but we come across the line. Just ditch that, try and ditch that penalty anyway. We managed to not get rid of it all. And we come home in 12th place. Wow, that was rather stressful, but we were actually 3 places above where we qualified. So let's have a look and see how it's affected our driver rating. So our driver rating after that was still A+, and we're at 52,500. So whilst this race wasn't the greatest one, as you know, I don't sugarcoat anything on this channel. I show you the ups and the downs and bring you guys all along for the journey with me. So we're going to have these ones, but what we're going to do is we're going to dust ourselves off and we're going to move on to the next one. And for now, that's the end of the video, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.